What's up, all you handsome girls and you beautiful boys? I am your host, Bobbie, Hassan, Ruth. I shouldn't do that. I should just never do that. They have to pee. What's up, all you handsome girls and you beautiful boys? So if you guys did not know, I'm a huge fan of The Walking Dead. Not too long ago, on Sunday the 22nd, 23rd, 26th. It's one of those days, man. It was one of those days. The Walking Dead season premiere came on, and it was also not only the season premiere for season 8, but it was also the 100th episode of the show. And it was epic as shit. And so today, I decided that I'm gonna review that because it was awesome. Now, I don't say anything about my age because I have made some notes. I'm a fucking nerd, man. So, all the notes that I made, are just, they weren't made during watching the episode because I can't do that. I would rather just enjoy the show and then continue on from there. So, after I finished watching the show, I decided to make some notes, and so I'm gonna read them to you guys about how I thought about the season 8 premiere of The Walking Dead. So, let's go. Also, if you like my outfit, like, I didn't know I looked this good on camera, because like, I thought I looked like a very old piece of shit that had been sitting in the toilet as long as a baby could be in a womb. So, yeah. Alright, so, I think the very first obvious detail that is really important is that they become the strongest family. The strongest family, like, ever. And it's just, it shows throughout the entire episode. Not throughout the entire episode, but throughout the entire show. And I think that in the 8th season premiere, it just kind of reached a point of heighten because they kind of have to be each other's strong suit. But, I also think that the word family has become broad, and it makes it seem as though it isn't as dependable. But the most important, and I think we see that with Rick and Carl about the guy looking for food. You know how he was kind of like talking and saying something that his mom told him once, and and Rick was like shooting above his head, and Carl was telling him like, hey man, you can't do that. If you want there to be hope, you have to at least try and attempt to trust someone. And Rick said, what if he's one of them? And I feel like Rick kind of just entered a stage where he was like, I want to protect my family, but at the same time, people who want to share common ground, like he said in his speech, could become part of his family. And you never know who that's going to be. You never know who you're going to be able to trust, and you never know who you're going to be able to actually depend on. And even with people in their family now, they kind of keep some things to themselves and they don't tell the group everything that they want to know. And I think that in that effort, you can never really know who you're going to trust, and in that trust, you can never know who you can really call family at that time. And so I think that word has just become kind of broad and not really overused, but kind of misused. Not overused, misused. Also, in that moment where Carl had written the note, sorry, and gave the guy food. I'm sorry that my light is blinking, but it's really late, and my aunt's air conditioner is on and the fan's on. It's just like a lot of electricity. So, sorry, I was wiping something up while it was bothering me. But, yeah, so the light is kind of blinking on and off, but it's not really affecting anything. You guys shouldn't be worried about that. So, continuing on, I think in that moment, Carl really surprised me when he did that for that guy. Because, I mean, mostly because in the comic book, he's like, he's prone to not take any shit. But at the same time, he was at the same time he was like being a hopeless romantic. And I think the aspect of the TV show is backing that, is I think, I'm sorry, I'm reading off my notes, guys. Don't hate me, please. I'm trying to be general. And I think the aspect of the TV show is lacking in that category by replacing it with childish aspects that he has. Like, I mean, I know it's kind of normal for somebody his age to roll around the street and like roller skates if he finds them. Like, if you find some roller skates in the street and it's an apocalypse, you're gonna be fucking excited as fuck to just like wear them. But at the same time, it's an apocalypse. And so like some of Carl's aspects are kind of differentiated from the comic book to the show, and I feel like he's kind of more childish in the show than he is in the book, even though he seems like he's younger in the comic book. But yeah, I don't know, I don't read too much of it, I just read enough to know things. So that's just like my opinion. And I know, okay, this is like the best part. Here's like where it really is like true. The explosions and gunfire and friendly use of walkers were a sight to see, and I mean that, and then by that I mean it was fucking incredible. It was amazing. The shots, the explosions, the use, like them using the walkers to like lure. It was just fucking amazing. It was amazing. The explosions, the gunfire was awesome. And I know that like the actors have a really awesome time doing that. I would love to do that on any set. Like just to be able to shoot somebody and just like see big ass explosions while you're riding on a motorcycle. It's fucking amazing. It's cool. I'm fangirling right now. Not a girl, by the way. Not a fucking girl. Newsflash, not a boy either. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. I'm just really happy to be non-binary. So, I think for once we see the true identity of the saviors. Once this guy on the ledge snaps his own neck. I think that's how it happened. I'm not particularly sure. I was kind of in and out of the show when I was watching it. Not like being in and out, but I couldn't really pay attention, like fully. So that's why I wanted to watch it again. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. But he was being weak and cowardice. And see, without Negan's forceful ideas and the relentless replication of command, they're useless and empty. As sad as that is, it's really sad that they can't be their own person because they're Negan. And so without actual like the commander, without a nucleus, a cell will die, correct? Yes, so he's the brains of the operation, and calling the fact that he's the brains of the operation, he tells everybody else what to do. If you don't have that, you feel useless and empty, and you don't want to exist anymore. And so I think when that guy snapped his neck and fell off of that ledge, you kind of see what the saviors really are and who they really are. It's people as individuals. And so when Rick said to Maggie, basically once the war is over, I think he said, I'll be happy to follow you after the war and everything. She asked that, but she said it's her time to reign. It's basically you were saying after the war is over, it's her time to reign and her time to lead. Although she didn't seem sure, like she too sure of that, and Rick may be passing on some unresolved, exhausting tasks. He has faith in his people. He really does. But does Maggie's conflict kind of come in with the mutual trust given to their leader, who is possibly going to be a mother and recent widow, and like he's basically, I'm saying, like, he's giving all these tasks and all these responsibilities to somebody who's going to soon be a mother or possibly be another mother. We don't know if she's gonna have the baby yet or not, but well, I don't know how they're gonna do it in the show, but you don't really know that kind of information, and you don't know if it's going to be factual. You don't know how she's going to feel. She's a really great leader, but at the same time, she feels like she's following the lead of what Glenn would have wanted for her. And at the same time, I feel like she might be thinking that it's kind of too much to just take on the tasks alone. And I don't think Rick should be able to just, like, after being the leader for all these years, he shouldn't just want to just pass it over and just happily pass it over. I feel like he should want to fight alongside her. And sharing that kind of aspect instead of just giving it completely forth to her. But and then the best and worst part of the show, I feel like, is when Gregory left Gabriel, and Gabriel was left in a box with Negan surrounded by walkers. Now let me remind you that Gabriel, against his own better judgment to save Gregory, did it anyway. And kind of in the end, he didn't really do it. Gregory saved himself, like he does all the time. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that subject. That's the last thing. Now, lastly, Rick said something I can't stop thinking about, which I'm guessing is the point, calling the fact that the episode was called Mercy. But he said, "May my mercy prevail over my wrath." And we, along with Rick, are starting to realize it's not about Rick. I never really thought it was. But their world, as I said before, as a family, is expanding. So therein lies a question about trust, truth, mercy, and Rick's wrath. Those 4 things are like going to be really important throughout this entire season, and I know that. So yes, fun fact: the little girl, I'm guessing, at the gas station was a resemblance of Rick's first awakening encounter with a walker, finally leading to a brooding result, but a result. Yeah, I'm guessing that too. That little girl was. I'm not particularly sure, but they didn't show him killing her, but at the same time, you kind of just guess that's what he did, because, and in the beginning of the show, he didn't do that, and that was like his first thing in the very first season, in the first episode. That's what he did. That's all, guys, for the video. That's all I wanted to say. If you guys thought anything that I didn't include in the video, I should have included in the video, please leave in the comment section below. I would love to hear you guys' I would love to hear you guys' comments and commentary about the episode. If you guys watched the episode, if you guys liked the episode, please tell me. If you guys liked the episode and like The Walking Dead as much as I do, please make sure you click that like button, and you also hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on, because like, I'm sorry that I have to do this. Like, I feel like I shouldn't be doing this, because I don't want to be one of those people who hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can get a notification whenever I post, because you all know I'm not consistent. I'm consistently inconsistent. That's like my thing. I don't post when I should. Jesus, I love you guys so much. Fire when the storm hits you. That's it, friend. Okay, last thing I want to say really quickly, if anyone can tell me in the comment section how the governor was killed in graphic detail, that'd be pretty awesome, because I have no recollection of how that happened. Now, I could just look it up on the internet, but it'd be pretty reassuring to know I'm not talking to myself on this thing. So, I love you guys so motherfucking much. Bye!